This is a set of past paper multiple choice questions on the equilibria topic in AQA A-level chemistry. I'm going to recommend you pause on each question, have a go at it before you review the solution. So here's the first question. And we're trying to use our knowledge of Le Chatelier's principle to be able to make sense of this. And let's take a look. In the first instance, I am seeing that 2 moles of reactant make 2 moles of product, and I'm also seeing that the forward reaction is endothermic because delta H is positive. Now, the equilibrium yield of ethanoic acid, we're looking at how we can increase it. Essentially, how can we shift equilibrium to the right? Well, lowering temperature would actually favour the exothermic reaction. That's the backward reaction. That would decrease the yield. So the correct answer is not A. If I add a catalyst does not change the equilibrium, the Kc value. It won't change the position of equilibrium. It will merely speed up how quickly we get there. So the answer is not B. And we're then left with C and D. Now, when you add something extra, the system will try to remove it by shifting equilibrium away. So adding more water will shift equilibrium to the right. Adding more methanol will shift equilibrium to the left because you're trying to remove the excess that's been added. So the only one of these that shifts equilibrium to the right is C, adding more water. Next question. And on this one, we're once again doing initial equilibrium mole calculations and going through to do Kc. Time is of a premium when you do multiple choice, so I'm not drawing out the full table. I've got my initial moles above, 3 moles, 3 moles. I'm assuming 0 moles of product. And I've also been told 2 moles of ethanoic acid have been made. Now we use the mole ratios to work out the equilibrium moles. For every mole, it's a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 ratio. So for every 1 mole of ethanoic acid I make 1 mole of methanol. I made 2 moles, so I'm making 2 moles. And to make 2 moles, I use 2 moles. So my 3 moles has gone down to 1 in both cases. I can then put those into the Kc expression. Product over reactants, I end up with 4 over 1. Correct answer is 4. Correct answer is D. Okay, on to the next question. Which one of the following is true at equilibrium? Well, let's remember that for the forward reaction, we have product on top, reactants on the bottom. But it is reversible. So when ozone molecules collide with nitrogen, they may form nitrogen monoxide. Well, N2 and O3 are both on the same side of the equation, and it's clear that they can react to form NO and O2. So actually, straight away, we have got the correct answer of A. On to the next question. Which one of the following statements concerning the formation of X is correct? Well, what we're seeing here is that as temperature goes up, the percentage yield of X goes down. Increasing temperature leads to a lower yield. So the forward is exothermic. So we can dismiss D as a potential answer. If we then look at the pressure, we can see that increasing pressure increases yield. And from there, we know that increasing pressure favours a reduction in the number of moles. So we can dismiss B and we can dismiss C. So the correct answer is therefore A. Move on to another question. And again, be very, very careful here which of the following is not true. So we're finding the incorrect statement. So we've got Cl2 breaking down into 2Cl. The concentration of chlorine atoms remains the same when a catalyst is added to the tube. Absolutely. It will not change the position of equilibrium. Increasing temperature causes an increase in the concentration of chlorine atoms. Well, we know this is an endothermic reaction. We know it's endo because we're breaking apart a Cl2, and bond breaking is endothermic. So that comes from the energetics topic. That means that B is correct and therefore not the right answer. An increase in pressure causes an increase in the concentration of chlorine atoms. Well, increasing pressure favours the reaction that leads to a reduction in the number of moles, so that would actually favour the backward reaction. And that means the correct answer is C. And therefore D is also correct. That takes us to the end of this video. Thank you for listening and goodbye.